Listen, Acts 5 is one of the most real, raw, gut punching chapters in the Bible. It's not fluff, it's not sugar coated, it's a challenge, it's a wake up call. You want to follow Jesus, you better count the cost. You better know it's not a game. First, there's Ananias and Sapphira that thought they could play God. They sold their land, held back some money, and acted like they gave it all. It wasn't about the money, it was about the lie. Peter called them out. You haven't lied to man, you lied to God. And just like that, they dropped dead. Bam! Now hear me. This is not about being afraid of God in the wrong way. It's about the fear of the Lord, the respect. God's not messing around. He's not interested in half-hearted surrender. Either yes is yes, or it's not. But it doesn't stop there. The apostles, they were on fire for Jesus, healing people left and right. Peter's shadow was healing the sick. Miracles were breaking loose. Lives were changing. But what happened next? The religious leaders couldn't handle the power of God. They arrested the apostles, locked them up in jail. And here's where it gets wild. An angel of the Lord shows up, opens the prison doors, sets them free. And what does the angel say? Go, stand in the temple courts, and tell all the people all about this new life. Not hide, not lay low, not go take a break, but go back to where they find you and keep preaching. They obey, they walk right back into the fire. The leaders drag them in again, furious, and tell them to shut up about Jesus. But Peter says something that shakes me to the core every time. We must obey God rather than human beings. Let me stop right there. Somebody needs to hear this. Your obedience to God will not always make sense to people. It will make people uncomfortable. It might even cost you something, your job, your reputation, maybe even your life. But the question is, who are you living for? The apostles were beaten, flesh ripped from their backs. But you know how they responded? They didn't cry, they didn't complain. It says they rejoiced because they had been counted worthy of suffering, the grace for that name. Catch that? They didn't see suffering as a curse, they saw it as an honor. Why? Because they knew the one they were suffering for, Jesus, the King of Kings, the Savior who suffered first, who didn't tap out on that cross when he could have called angels to save him. No, he stayed for you and me. So what's the takeaway? Here it is. Don't stop now. I know life's hard. I know you tried, but God didn't bring you this far to leave you. When the enemy throws you in prison, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, God's got the keys. When people tell you to quit, remember who you serve. Obey God, not man. This chapter isn't just a story it's a mirror. It's asking you, are you all in? Will you stand firm when it costs you something? Will you rejoice not in the comfort, but in the calling? Look, this message isn't for the faint of heart, but maybe it's for you. Maybe God is saying, go back, keep speaking, keep loving, keep standing. I got you. Don't miss this. You got one life. Make it count.